Hi, Math 1. This lesson is going to deal with solving systems by graphing or substitution or elimination and trying to determine which method would be the best one to use. Substitution is a great method when at least one of the variables is already alone. If you see x equals or y equals, substitution would be the way to go. We usually circle something and then we replace it into the second equation. Okay? Substitution is a very algebraic way of solving something. The second method was elimination. Okay? Elimination also uses your algebra skills. It's best when the equations are in standard form. So the x's and the y's are lined up on the left, and then the number is over on the right. If we have two equations lined up like that, elimination would be the best way to go. None of the variables would be isolated. And then the last method would be graphing. And graphing is not really something that we gravitate towards unless we have to. Both of the equations can be easily graphed and you have some graph paper. Okay? But if the answer is a decimal, then that's not a good method. So I'm just going to write here, it's not good for decimal answers. How do you know the answer is going to be a decimal? I guess you have to do the problem first to figure that out. Okay, so let's take a look at this first one right here. 4x plus 3y equals 32. And the second equation is x equals. So are these lined up? I see x's, I see y's. No, the equal signs are not lined up. This is x equals. Okay, x equals this expression. This would be a great time to use the substitution method. Okay, and the reason is because x is isolated. Oops. Isolated means alone. Okay. Since the x is isolated, I'm going to take this expression and substitute it into the top equation. Substitution means something comes out and something gets replaced. 4, okay, x comes out, this expression goes in. Plus 3y equals 32. You write the rest of the equation. With substitution, there is usually going to be some distributing that happens. 8y minus 12 plus 3y equals 32. Okay, and then you're going to have to use your solving skills. Let's go ahead and add these like terms on the same side. 11y minus 12 equals 32. Add 12 to both sides. 11y equals 44. And the y equals a 4. So we have found the y value, and it's now time to go find the x value. The easiest place to do this is to put the value into that circle, into the x equals, because x is the value I'm trying to find. 2 times the y number, which is a 4, minus 3. So what does x equal? Yeah, 8 minus 3, x is going to be a 5. Okay, so substitution is a great method when one of the variables is isolated or alone. Can you tell when you have an isolated variable? Okay, great job. Let's take a look at this next system. Okay, I see x's are lined up on the left. I see y's are lined up, equal signs, and numbers. When we have this, what is this form called? That's called standard form. I'm going to go with elimination. Okay, and the reason is because both equations are in standard form. Standard form means The x's and the y's are lined up on the left, and then your number is on the right. All right, we have to make a plan. I need something to eliminate. Do these x's cancel? No. Do these y's cancel? No. But they do have a plus and a minus, and I need that to happen for canceling. But I have to think what number I can turn both of them into. 2 times 2 is 4, but that doesn't make a 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Is there any way to turn a 3 into a 6? Yes. All right, so I think I have a plan. I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by 3, because 3 times -2 makes -6. And I think I should multiply the top one by a +2. Let's see if this works. I could always go back and change it. Okay, so the entire top equation, 2 times 5 is 10x. 2 times 3 makes 6y. Equals 2 times 9 makes 18. Now for the bottom equation, let's multiply all of them by 3. 21x minus 6y equals 75. Okay, did my plan work? Are these y's canceling? Yes, they are. So it's time to begin. You can draw your line, and let's add the columns together. 10x plus 21x is 31x. The y's are going to cancel. Let's add these numbers together, and that makes 93. Divide both sides by 31, and what does x equal? Nice, so we have 3 for the x, but we have to go find the y. When you take 3, you must plug it into one of the original equations, not these altered ones. You must pick an original equation. So would you like to put the 3 into this top equation for x or this bottom equation? I think the top one looks a little nicer. There's no negatives and the numbers are smaller. So top it is. 5 times the 3 plus 3y equals 9. Let's go ahead and solve that. Please do some work here. Show me your solving skills. Y is equal to -2. So we have the point 3, -2. Let's take a look at another example. We have y equals, and we have y equals. Okay. Since it's not in standard form, elimination is not going to work. Okay. So we're definitely going to want to go with substitution. Okay. Do we see a variable that's been isolated? Yeah, I see y. He is alone 2 times. Okay. Y is isolated. He's all alone. So it doesn't matter which one you circle. I will circle this top one, and it's going to go into the bottom equation right there. 17 minus x equals 3x plus 5. Okay, when you have x's on both sides, where do those x's go? The x's go on the left, so I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. 17 minus 4x is equal to 5. Let's subtract 17. Negative 4x equals negative 12, and x equals a positive 3. Okay, we have half of the answer. It doesn't matter what equation you go to. I'll go to this top one and put the 3 in for x. y equals 17 minus 3. So the y value must be 14. If I put the 3 into this bottom equation, would we have gotten the same answer? Well, let's see. 3 times 3 plus 5. 9 plus 5, yes, makes a 14. If this is the solution, it needs to work in both of the equations. Okay, we have this last one down here. Okay, I notice a piece of graphing paper, and we have a lot of fractions, which is hard algebraically, so I think I'm going to give graphing a try. We don't usually gravitate towards graphing, but I see some slopes and I see graph paper, so that's why I'm going to try some graphing. Okay, we have graph paper. Okay, and we have some fractions here, some fraction slopes. Okay, if we get some nasty decimals, then I'll try some algebra. So for equation number 1, I need to write down some key features. The slope is 2 over 3. And what is the starting point for that equation? That's the y-intercept, so 0, comma, negative 4. Okay, so let's go graph this blue one. Negative 4 is down here, and the slope is up 2 over 3. Up 2 over 3. Up 2 over 3. Go as many points as you can. One of those might be the solution. Let's also go down 2, left 3. Okay, take out your ID and draw a nice straight line through those points. Okay, let's take a look at the second equation that they gave us. Okay, when you have y equals form, this one right here is slope-intercept. It could also be point slope, but the key features are always going to be a point and a slope. His slope is negative 4 over 3. We don't write x. It's the number in front of the x, and the starting point is 0, 2. So let's start on the y-axis at 2. This line is decreasing. It's going to go down and right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, winner, winner, I found it already. I already know what the solution is, and it's right there. Okay, the solution is always the point, the only point that they share in common. So our solution is positive 3 for x and negative 2 for y. So I want to make sure that you can determine which method would be best. Okay, and most of the time it's going to be substitution or elimination. If you see standard form, then we're going to do elimination. If you see one of the variables isolated, then you should do substitution. Can you determine which algebraic method would be better? Okay, great job. What I want you to do is practice in your packet by solving these problems, okay? And then let me know what the solution is for each one of them that you get. Okay? So work in your packet. I want to see your work in your packet and let me know what your answers are. Great job, Math 1. Okay, now don't forget to keep going because the practice goes until page 46. Make sure you do this word problem.